Any weirdo wearing a mask is never friendly.
I need to stay away from social media because I swear to God, every time this team gets a win, it's like the most depressing. I've never seen such depressing people in my life. Okay, the Eagles win this game 29-17. Other than the Jaguars that have scored 21 points on us, there is no team besides the Jaguars game with 21 points and the Lions game, the first game of the season. No team has scored over 17 points on us. Okay, so far for Jalen Hurts, this year, okay, over 2,000 yards, 12 touchdowns. Jalen Hurts has been amazing this year. Been fantastic this year, okay? Going into this game, you had a game on Sunday against the Pittsburgh Steelers. You go into Thursday, primetime game, and, this is one of those games where, not only did you practice for not even 3 days, you leave for Houston on Wednesday, you're in Houston on Thursday for a game, and it's a short week, and you have to travel. This is the type of games you're going to deal with, okay? And this was an ugly game at some time. At some points, there were ugly times, okay? When it came down to, we were passing the ball too much in the first half. We weren't running the ball as much. We were just having issues. After that fumble that Jalen Hurts had, when we literally went down the field on the Texans after they scored on us, okay, we went down the field and, unfortunately we were just passing so much to the point where, the Texans were just dialing up blitzes and Jalen Hurts was blindsided. He didn't even see it coming. You know what I mean? But I have no problem with this offense. I really don't. Quez Watkins had his first down catch since the Cardinals game. I don't even know if he had a first down catch. He had 19 yards in the Cardinals game. So Quez Watkins got his first catch of the day, which was good. AJ Brown had a touchdown. Devontae Smith had a few catches. So I don't care about the distributing the football. We have so many weapons right now, and people are just bitching about that, and it just gets really annoying. What we have to really focus on is this damn defense. Okay. These games are not going to look pretty. As you're undefeated, going through every single game, there's going to be a game that's not pretty. I don't get why the narrative is if the Eagles look like this against probably the worst team in the league. Okay, the Texans had nothing to lose. They came off a Colts game. A Tennessee game. They got embarrassed. Okay, they got embarrassed. They have their backs against the wall. They have nothing to lose. They're not going to the playoffs. And they, they were home for the game, and, they didn't have to, they waited for us to travel over there, and they were physical. They were giving us a beating. Dameon Pierce had 140 yards. I think total for the running backs, 168 on the ground, which is way too much. Jordan Davis being out is a huge loss right now. Milton Williams, they brought up Marvin Wilson to the active roster from the practice squad. I didn't see much from these DTs besides Javon Hargrave with 5 sacks in 2 games, which now with Robert Quinn on the edge, Hargrave is starting to get those one-on-ones, okay? Obviously, Quinn hasn't had any sacks yet. Quinn has helped with the matchups, but like I said, he's only been in Philly not even a week, okay? So it's got to be more time for Robert Quinn. This defense, I don't get it. You let this team, the Texans, with that first drive, just score on you easily, running the ball. And Davis Mills literally throwing screen passes and running. That's really all he did. Besides the one touchdown he threw, other than that, he didn't do much of anything. The rest of the offense did mostly the work for him. He throws a screen pass and it goes for 36. He running with Dameon Pierce, 140 on the day, 139 on the day, which is just crazy. The middle, they double blocked. They doubled kind of what the Cowboys did. They kind of did the same thing. They doubled on Hargrave. They doubled on Cox. They left the running backs one-on-one with the linebackers. And not even just that, we were arm tackling the whole entire game. The tackling has been one of the major issues of this team, getting those extra yards. They cannot put these guys to the ground, which really annoys me. Okay, the refs on both sides, not only for the Eagles, but the Texans, on both sides, were horrible. There was a lot of bad calls that could have switched the game a little bit here and there. The Eagles were tied at halftime. I don't know if the Eagles actually were. They were tied 14-14. I don't even know if they were actually they've come out of the second half with a tie score. I think that's something new. I'm not sure. Jake Elliott could have put 3 more points on the board, but with 3 seconds left in the second quarter and missed a 53-yarder. So, that would have helped us a little bit more. But down until I think after Jalen Hurts was strip sacked, okay, when we got to the other side of the field, Jalen Hurts went to Shane Steichen on the sideline and literally had to change everything up. So we actually ran the ball more. We scored 14 points in the second half. So we actually played better in the second half, which we normally don't do. Okay, but Gannon, it's just to the point where they were using Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick in the game. The monumental moment where everything just shifted was after that pick, a diving pick. I don't know how. It's really hard to get those interceptions, and he does it. That's 5 picks for Chauncey Gardner-Johnson on the season. Okay, between him and then obviously this defense is just, unfortunately, it got pressure near the end, which was good. I mean, they got pressure where it counted. We had Brandon Graham was getting pressure, not even just getting the sack, just getting pressure, causing Davis Mills to kind of sit in the pocket and get eaten up and swallowed up, which was a really good thing. Hassan Reddick, we had that one deflection at the end of the game where that could have been a touchdown. They actually had him in pass coverage. These linebackers look pretty bad. TJ Edwards having another pretty bad game. I mean, that Cowboys game was pretty bad, and then this game was pretty bad for TJ Edwards. The linebackers in general, they just were taking the hits more than giving them. They weren't filling the gaps. Linebackers were not filling the gaps. The corners are 10 yards off the line, playing off the ball so much. I mean, the reason what Gannon is doing right now is that what he's doing is, well, we can hold them to a field goal and we can win the game every single time. How long is that going to last? I don't know, but we're winning because of it. And teams are trying to figure us out. Teams are trying to get by, and no team has figured it out yet with this defensive scheme. Because as of right now, if we keep winning like this, Gannon's not going to change what he's doing. The Eagles are not going to force, the front office is not going to force Gannon to do something different with this defense since we are winning, and we're 8-0 right now. 8-0. The Eagles haven't been 8-0 since never. This is the first time in history they've been 8-0. You know what I mean? So it's exciting. It's awesome. But when you don't have a 4-man pass rush, even put 5, put these guys in the box, do something. You're letting Dameon Pierce just, when you know they're going to run, they're going to run. But in the second half, obviously, you had an A.J. Brown, you had a pass to A.J. Brown, middle of the field, which he almost broke for one, then a big pass to Devontae Smith on the left sideline, and then, you score a touchdown very easily. So that's the offense I like to see, which was awesome. Miles Sanders ran his tail off. I think he just was a little bit below 100 yards. Could have had a lot more yards in this game, as much as, I think he would have. He's running tough. He's running physical. I have no problem how they use the running backs. Miles Sanders is given what is given to him, and that's that, okay? But everybody thinks that this game is how we are going to play the rest of the season. And look, as much as I don't read, I went on social media, which I probably shouldn't have. I'm just reading all these BS stupid takes on the Eagles, especially from rival fans on, the Texans went down and scored. And we held them to 17 points. It's not even just that, but it was a short week. We just played a game. Guys are probably, Jordan Mailata had a really tough time. The offensive line with Jerry Hughes on that defensive line, he was carving us up a little bit. I think he had, 2 to 3 sacks today? Jordan Mailata gave up 2 sacks, and I never talk about Jordan Mailata. And that was his worst game of the season. I don't know if his shoulder is bugging him, what's going on. Lane Johnson gave up a sack, I think when we were back into our end zone in the second half. So, I mean, we had the matchups. We had the one, offensively with Miles Sanders and Dallas Goedert on that one drive going downfield in the second half for the touchdown when they passed to Dallas Goedert for the touch. It was great. It was fantastic. I loved how they found these mismatches. Jalen Hurts wasn't rattled. Jalen Hurts wasn't nervous. They found a way to win, and they always keep finding a way to win. But how long is this defense going to last playing this way? I don't know. I really don't know. I don't even know if they blitzed. I don't even know if they even blitzed the whole entire game. To be honest with you, I didn't see the line. I saw TJ Edwards maybe make one play out of the whole entire day. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson moving all over the field. Kevon Wallace giving up a big reception. Can't cover, can't do anything. At least you get the difference between Chauncey Gardner-Johnson and Kevon Wallace. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson talks a lot of smack, but he backs it up. All Kevon Wallace knows how to do is talk trash. That is it. The depth at safety is horrible. Britton Covey, holy crap. I think I'm almost done at this point. He must be allergic to open space. I don't have the answers for him. I really don't. Allergic to open space, runs into piles of people. I mean, I just don't get it. They have to make a switch on special teams. Special teams is the third part of our game that is so weak right now. Thank God for Zach McPherson. When we were backed into our end zone, we had to punt the ball right to their 40, actually lost yards because they had a penalty. There was a penalty the play after we punted to them, and Zach McPherson backed that punter up 2 yards. I mean, he didn't even get a yard on us where they could have got a good gain on us, probably got to midfield or maybe to our side of the field. So Zach McPherson has been a monster I've seen the past few weeks on special teams, on the punt team, which was great. And like I said, I've had no problems with the adjustments offensively. Jalen Hurts went to Shane Steichen and made some. We got to run the ball. We cannot pass this much. It is too much. I mean, as much as Jalen Hurts could be that game manager for you, he's smart in that way, and and the coaches will listen to him. Thank God. You know what I mean? So I totally get it. But defensively, you can't. I mean, Bradbury had a little bit of a tough day, but had a pick at the end of the game, which was great. Davis Mills, I said, if we get more points in the second half, it was 14-14. We were up another touchdown. If we get at least one more touchdown, we got the 2-point conversion. We could score a little bit more. Make Davis Mills throw from the pocket. He's not going to throw screens, and he's not going to run with those running backs with Dameon Pierce. You made him throw from the pocket. He was so inaccurate. He overthrew a ball. The only one that was a little bit accurate was the one that Hassan Reddick deflected in pass coverage that was going straight into the end zone pretty much, and got his hand on it, thank God, because that would have changed things a little bit. But we got the pressure where it was doing. We're getting pressure on good coverage. Thank God we have three cornerbacks that could do right. Avonte Maddox had a tough day, couldn't tackle. I mean, they had that 36-yard a screen pass, and we couldn't even tackle that. Gardner-Johnson pushes him. Avonte Maddox actually made the tackle. He missed the tackle, went back and made the tackle again. So that shows you, nobody is making a tackle right now, and that is killing me. You can't go into the later weeks of this season and let these running backs just drive on you right now. As much as Jordan Davis is not going to be here for another 3 to 5 weeks, you have to try and do something else. Put everybody in the box. Blitz a linebacker through something, because they didn't do any of that. Our linebackers they just weren't intimidating in this game. I don't get why he does this every single game. But then, if we lost this game, yeah, it would have sucked. But at the same time, you don't want to lose to a team like this. The Eagles got their crap together in the second half, and they won this game. And by the time these long drives in the second half, the Eagles were wasting so much time to a point where the Texans were taking their sweet time as well. They weren't even really rushing to get plays done and trying to get to the line, maybe tire the Eagles out. They weren't really even doing that. So I know I'm kind of going all over the place, but I'm just ranting about this game because, I went on social media and I understand that people are going to say things about this game and how the Eagles are going to look. And any undefeated team is going to run into a game like this. That's what I don't get. You think it's going to be an easy win every single game. It is hard to win in the NFL as it is, but people just talk crap because they just like to talk crap. And that's really it. Okay. It's jealousy. And it's, they're definitely going to lose that against that team, or they're going to lose against this team later on. You guys have no idea what this team is. This team is finding ways to win. But yeah, like I said, the two things that are annoying me the most is just less aggressiveness from Jonathan Gannon and the arm tackling. It's just that we can't tackle. Dameon Pierce literally tore us up today, and they weren't afraid to run it down our throat. So we decided to do the same thing, and it was very successful. So it's a tough one, and it's a win. And the Eagles have a mini bye week. They face the Commanders next Monday night, so they have a little bit of a mini-ish, bye week, an extra 3 days of rest. So Fletcher Cox ended up getting hurt, but I think he was fine. He got back into the game, So there were some crazy things, but when the pressure is there, man, oh my God, what we could do to teams, we should be leading the whole entire league in sacks right now. We should, and we're not. And you're not going to be the leader in sacks if you're not aggressive. You're not going to be a leader in sacks when your linebackers are just sitting back. Your cornerbacks are just sitting back. You're not letting your linebackers fill the gaps. I don't get how they have Davis Mills is not Tom Brady. And then when he got pressured, he threw that, even that pick that he threw to Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, like he threw inside the pocket. He still threw it. He didn't even take the sack. He still threw the damn ball. I knew he was going to make a mistake sooner or later, but man, when the pressure is there, it's there. But if your defensive line is struggling, or put 5 on the line, I don't even care at this point. Dial up some blitzes, some blitz packages that they're not going to see, like a corner blitz. I mean, something at this point. You know what I mean? A safety blitz, something that they don't see coming. And that's the problem that I have. It's just the aggressiveness is just to nothing. You know what I mean? Like, we have to depend on good coverage to get sacks. Like, I want to get immediate sacks sometimes, And this is all nitpicking, guys. Half the people are like, oh, well, we're 8-0. Why are you upset? Blah, blah, blah. It's like, because if you go into the playoffs, this regular season record means absolutely nothing. I don't even care about the record, guys. At the end of the day, we're still winning. It doesn't matter. I don't think the Eagles are going to go undefeated. I don't think that's going to happen. Who knows? It could. I would love it to be that way if they could. And because more pressure and more pressure and more pressure is on them every week. And I don't think it phases them at all. But, like I said, a lot has to do with this, with a short week, not even 3 days of practice, going to Houston the day before, flying to Houston the day before. You know what I mean? It's a short week, and guys that just are still banged up from Sunday's game. You know what I mean? But because the Eagles are undefeated and we're not scoring over 30 points a game, or we've pretty much had that. We probably could have scored over 40 points in 4 of the 8 games that we've played. 9 games we played, 8 games we played, whatever the case may be. Okay, the Eagles are going to be fine. I'm not worried about it. It's just the 2 little things that are clean that we got to clean up. They're not going to clean up how they play defensively in the second half of games, or just in general. I think Gannon has some type of plan. The plan is you hold these teams to field goals. Your offense does the work, and those turnovers will come in time. I don't like that running backs are literally running it down. I don't like that offenses are literally running it down our throat. I can't stand it. It bothers me that we just give yards away. It bothers me they take the corners off the line. They give these receivers free releases, and you wonder why they get burned. You wonder why they get burned with all that space. And, every week, teams that are literally going to be facing us every week are taking every blueprint from every game that we've done. What is the Eagles' weakness? What is the Eagles' weakness? You double team both their defensive tackles. You run down their throats because they can't tackle, and you'll get yards because of it. That's the main reason of how teams will be successful. And the Eagles have to do a little bit more defensively. That's all I'm asking. They have to help out this pass rush. They have to use these linebackers. Howie Roseman has gifted this defense on a silver platter, especially with your linebacker core. You know what I mean? You're not even blitzing through gaps. You're not using those linebackers they were dummies all day. Not like they're stupid. I'm saying that they were like crash dummies, pretty much. They were taking hits all day. They weren't giving hits. They were taking them all day. You know what I mean? All night, I should say. So I know this video is long, and I'm not worried about the Eagles going forward, man. I mean, it's tough. There's more stress on this every week, and you want them to play perfect, and they're not going to play perfect games. You're going to have ugly games like this. It's not going to be comfortable. This was the first game where it was really uncomfortable, and I was like, man, I hope they don't lose this game. I'm not going to be cocky to say, of course we're going to win. And I said we should win this game, and even at halftime we were tied 14-14. I said, I think we're going to win this game. I think we will. We'll see how it goes. And the defense bails out Jonathan Gannon once again with, a couple picks. A nice deflection by Hassan Reddick that would have been a touchdown. A lot of different things. Javon Hargrave being a beast the past 2 weeks with 5 sacks. Just been amazing. So it's been a tough run, but because it was a close game with the Texans, we held them to 17 points, so I don't know what everybody's talking about. Okay, there's things to fix, but you are going to have ugly games. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise of what your team looks like. You know what this team looks like. At any team that is talking crap, any rival fan that is talking crap, whatever their record is, try being undefeated and dealing with this every single week. Okay, this happens to teams, undefeated teams, every year if there is an undefeated team for this long, okay? It has happened. You're going to have an ugly game like this. It just happens. You can't control it. And part of it was the short week. Part of it was not even 3 days of practice. You have to fly to Houston the day before. I mean, there's not much to it than that. 3-hour flight to Houston. I mean, it was just guys are banged up from Sunday. Guys had to rest their bodies for not even 3 days. 4 days, whatever the case may be. And, that was just an ugly game. That was just an ugly game, and the Eagles pulled it out. The Eagles are going to have a lot of time to rest and do their thing and get this thing on the move. So don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Like, you're allowed to have an ugly game because, the Texans did this to us. Oh my God, the Eagles are going to be bad the rest of the season. Like, people are just so freaking jealous. It's not even funny. People are jealous. People are pissed because we're 8-0. That's just part of the game. That's just jealousy at the end of the day. I know what this team plays like when they're going 100% all cylinders. And to be honest with you, I think they scored all 4 quarters. Didn't they put scores in all 4 quarters? And people are saying, we haven't had a completed game yet. I think they scored all 4 quarters here, guys. They didn't let me know, but I think they did. So technically they did play a complete game. It just, some parts of this game was just really ugly. And is Jordan Davis making a huge difference? Damn, he is. Definitely is. They have to try to, I don't know if they're just like, well, we don't need to fix it. We'll just play as our normal defense is. But if this is not working, you got to change it up. These linebackers have to hit through these gaps. You got to do more than what you're doing if Jordan Davis is out for a few more weeks. Okay. That's just what it is right now. Milt Williams didn't do anything. Marvin Wilson didn't do anything. Nobody did. Marlon T did nothing. They did nothing today other than Hargrave. Cox got in the backfield a little bit, but Javon Hargrave had a good day. So don't ignore because Jordan Davis is out. You got to kind of counter it and do some things just a little differently. I'm not saying they have to change the whole defense, but just be a little bit more aggressive. That's really all I'm asking as of right now. So that's all I got to say, guys. Eagles are 8-0. Couldn't be any happier. I know it's a long video. I am sorry. But this had to be said, guys. I'm happy. I'm in my heart. I'm really happy with this team, and this team keeps fighting. And there's even people telling me, well, but the Eagles have to lose a game to we'll see how they are after losing a game. Like, the Eagles don't have to lose a game. If that time comes, it will come. Okay? It will come. Who knows? If they're undefeated, they're undefeated. If they lose a game, they lose a game. It is what it is. But you have some good running backs coming up. You got to face Saquon Barkley 2 times. You got to face Derrick Henry with the Tennessee because that one scares me just a little bit because of this game. But I know they'll fix it up. I know they'll fix this. Okay? If Gannon doesn't just put a little bit more aggressiveness into this defense, just a little tiny bit, they just have to do a little bit more because they just were too conservative. Just a little bit. It was bothering me that they were just letting these guys get yards and they were wasting a lot of time on the clock, and it was just a lot. So all that aside, I am very happy the Eagles are 8-0. We get to relax this weekend, watch football, hang out with family, do your thing, and I'll see you on the next one. And I appreciate everybody joining the stream earlier, the game stream earlier, and obviously the post-game stream. So I want to thank everybody who's been watching and supporting. And I'll see you guys on the next one. 8-0, baby. Fly, Eagles, fly. I'll see you guys later. SHAKESQUAD up. Follow us. Peace out, guys. Peace.